We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas in Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Miami Dolphins. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. They run with Ezekiel Elliott, last year's NFL rushing leader. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
On second down, it's Elliott. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 45-yard line. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off play action. Henderson. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 27 yards there, a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
At the 14-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Eluding the pressure right. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some.
Now Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Check. Watch 54. Double dog. That's the way.
They'll run with a former Viking, Jerick McKinnon. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. That toss play right, we know it's one of the successful plays they have in their arsenal, and they showed you why there.
And remember, in order for it to be successful, because it's a little bit of a slower developing play, those blocks at the line of scrimmage have to be kept, have to be held so that the runner can get to the corner and turn it upfield.
That one good for 13 at a Dolphin first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
319. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Von Miller able to record his 5th sack of the season. On fourth down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. And this will be taken at the 13. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game, because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes you script to attack. And that's what I'm seeing so far.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Henderson. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, there's times when you see these catches that are made, and we just know the guys playing it are really wishing for college rules. Only need that one foot down instead of 2. It's awfully difficult on the sideline, isn't it?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Where's 52? Block 52. 52's the mic. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
From the gun, Henderson. Forced out to his left. Power running by Zeke. Oh, he finds his running back open downfield. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. On 3rd and 10, they go flying past the marker and get nearly 40 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
And watch the leg. That's it. Right 52, right 52. Come on.
Here's 2nd and 8. Being chased in.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Back to throw. Henderson. And that'll be incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Henderson. hit as he throws there, incomplete. Intended that time for Cooper, third down here.
So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
6 man. Check curls, check curls.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Watch the boot, watch the boot. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Let's go, baby, we turn up. Let's get that ball. Let's get that ball. Mike 52, Mike 52. I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Mike 52. Oh, yeah. Because I'm about to take you to school. He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got double up, double up.
Operating from the gun, Henderson. Complete to Jason Witten. It's a gain of 20 as we wind down near 20 seconds left in the quarter.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route is extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there is that sort of the evolution. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Now McKinnon to start the drive. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. 14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. It's a big play there for Miami. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On 1st down now, run with McKinnon. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 1-score game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that'll make our score 14-7. A reminder, coming up later tonight, a lot of buzz about this game. The Browns, they've been doing some travel. Back-to-back primetime games for them. Monday night they were in New York. Now the Browns head to Los Angeles to take on the NFC champs, Browns and Rams, an 8:20 kickoff Eastern time, 5:20 in California.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So the loss of a yard, and now 2nd and 11 from the 24-yard line. Pulled behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
We own them.
From the gun, Henderson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Throwing now is Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Check safety, check safety. Teammate.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Going deep here for Stills. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Sliding out of the pocket. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he's out right at the 25. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Henderson. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the 1st down in the process. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. Now Elliott. A tackle that time by Akella Witherspoon. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports.
Here comes the boom. I see you, boy. I see you.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Sponge! 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 No! 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 2-6. Mike 52! Mike 52! Here we go! Here we go!
Looking to throw on second down. Henderson. And that's complete. It's the Carr to Cooper connection. Touchdown, Cowboys! Amari Cooper, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over, and they're coming off a 3-and-out for him.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that
looks for Parker, and it's intercepted. Picked off, Byron Jones. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Parker, the intended target.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball. And I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
On first down, Henderson. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he coughed it up. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the... football back.
We're going to shut you down.
Result of the play, first down and 10.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get on it and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking to go back to Stills, and that'll make it third down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Hey, Rodgers is going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try to add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about him right here.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. That one, a first down pickup of 8. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
It's real easy to say this running game needs to be better, but the reality is they've been given little time to actually find a place to run the football.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Malik Collins breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. Now Austin. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Henderson. And, he took that thing one-handed. What a grab. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum right there.
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping.
And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
A big play there on the catch and run. 39 yards. Throwing on 1st down. Henderson. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then let him run.
He's got some space. Escaping the pressure right. This is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. And they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 18. Watch 54. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Running for the shotgun with Dre. And his first carry, he loses the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And the return will stop right around the 25. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, it's Elliott. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the pickup. It'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there.
Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move. The Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years. And I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
Hey, 158. 50, Mike's 50. Nice, sweetheart.
Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
They're running it.
Throwing is Rodgers. And throw right side complete to Parker. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that will shave one more off this lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Eluding the tackle. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. On 1st down, Henderson. Flush to his right, and he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
2nd and 5. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Raekwon McMillan. He brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 17.
Dolphins 14.
Rush in, rush in, rush in. Rotate, spell. Zoom. 52. Think you gonna get this, boy? You think you gonna get this?
Operating from the gun. Henderson flushed out right. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Here comes Grant on the return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
Don't get no ball. Check three. Protein spill inside. Hey,
Rodgers now on 1st down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
You go tight. You got tight.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Henderson, and he fires one incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for, and it's 3rd down. Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
2nd and 4. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
And when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Miami. 43 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Rodgers now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. On play action, Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. And now following that sack, looks like we've got an injured man down there on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Dolphins on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Now it's the backup Fitzpatrick. They're able to locate Wilson. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and goal, Fitzpatrick. And this is caught by Parker for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Dolphins are able to cut into this lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Henderson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Henderson. side. Gallup's got it. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Henderson dancing, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ballgame. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Averaging over 50 yards of punt so far as this one's away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now.
54. Miami! Check, watch 54, watch 54. Bend it.
A first down throw for Fitzpatrick. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. After the sack on first down, Fitzpatrick. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. 33 yards that time. On first down, Drake. Sometimes the one-handed catches are unnecessary. It's a foot race. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. So now a big play here as the Dolphins will go for the 2.
Defense, let's go.
Fitzpatrick to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and we have it in the NFL. The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
The Cowboys on third down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Elliott. And some room to maneuver. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, 36 yards. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
Let's go.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Mike 20. All day. Right. He's done.
On first down, McKinnon. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Cowboys, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Miami, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.